But then also they had the Washington, D.C. Police Department got breached as well, and they refused to pay the ransom on that. So you have these two big events in the news. You have the ransom demand for Colonial Pipeline, and you have the D.C. stuff. And that's where all of a sudden now, this is where we're at today, all of these ransomware operators, I don't think we're going to be in business much longer. That's where we're at.
Yeah, I mean, when you're, going around indiscriminately infecting different systems, don't be surprised if you piss somebody off.
Oh my gosh! So the DC breach that we just mentioned, the police department got hit, and what we know from it is this group called the Babook. I'm gonna butcher these names. I'm sorry, folks. The Babook ransomware gang. I can never pronounce them for us. They demanded a ransom of like $4 million to get access for the police department in DC to get all their stuff back. We do know that in that specific breach, some of the data that was involved.
Yeah. They had all kinds of really juicy details, officers' psychiatric evaluations, all kinds of identifiable information. There was emails, addresses, phone numbers, driver license numbers, signatures, like handwritten signatures were part of that. There was all kinds of stuff that they had in there. And yeah, they came out with this ask of $4 million, and Metro PD came back and said, well, how about 100,000? And
Right.
It's like, oh, okay, that's like less than 0.1% of your annual operating budget. I don't think they're gonna go for that. Like, nice try, but like they know how much you're getting every year. That stuff's public information, and even if it wasn't, they probably got it from you when they breached you. So,
And the chat logs got released from that negotiation, which is fascinating stuff. And we'll put up an example of that on the screen here in just a second. But when you look at these chat logs and you see how they're trying to negotiate, and you go, oh, this is not probably the right approach to negotiating ransom payment.
yeah, very, very argumentative.
Yeah, very terse, to the point. This is the way we're going to do it. I felt like I was watching an episode of like Law and Order on TV, just the way they were trying to do it. So
Not how it plays out, IRL. Yeah.
But what's going on with the group that hit the DC people is they got shut down. In fact, they put out this blog. Babook put out this blog and basically said, hey, ransomware as a service, we're not going to do it anymore. We're going to close. We're not going to encrypt information on anyone's networks anymore. And then the fallout started happening. It was like this crazy cascading waterfall of all these ransomware operators saying, we're not going to do this anymore, and we're going to go underground. We're going to go private. And then the story is evolving even further now. Groups like Avidon, the ransomware operator, they said they're changing their operations. You're not allowed to target hospitals. You're not allowed to go after public sector folks, government agencies, that kind of stuff.
Specific countries.
Yes,
It's getting geopolitical.
And then Revel, which is another ransomware operator, they announced also they're going to change their operations. So we'll put up an example here on graphic as well of how they're changing their policies. But I mean, Forrest, these ransomware operators, they're not going away. They're always going to be around. But what they're saying is we're going to go more private and we're going to become more exclusive. So if you want to do business with us and become an affiliate, you're going to have to play by our rules, and we're not going to be so trusting and allow anybody to walk in off the dark web and start up an affiliation with us.
Yeah. Can't just buy it off the shelf anymore. You gotta have cred now. So it's definitely getting a lot more like traditional organized crime in that sense, where it's this very closed off, tight knit kind of, you need to know somebody to be able to get in and operate. So just kind of a weird shift in the dynamics of it, where, before now it's been very,
public. Yeah, they have blogs. We saw that with that ransomware operator that hit Colonial. They did that. They have a blog forward facing in the front of the internet. Anybody could see what they're doing. So, but not just those operators as a service being shut down, but all of these hacking forums, XSS forum, exploit forum, raid forum. These ransomware gangs, Forrest, they're going to stop advertising apparently on all these forums altogether. I'll believe it when I see it.
Yeah. I think over the next year we'll see how it actually ends up playing out. I think it's still going to be a thing, but it's just going to be a lot of misdirection and trying to dodge attribution and going even more cards close to the chest.
It's like when you turn on the lights and all the rats and the mice scatter. That's what's happening right now, folks. And it's just fascinating to watch this all play out.